You know what fascinates me about the human body? Oh, there's many things that fascinate me about the human body, but the one thing that really fascinates me is its amount of patience. Its ability to deal with something for such a long time before it actually screams loud enough to get our attention. It doesn't yell at us. It doesn't even give us a firm nudge. A lot of times it starts with a gentle whisper. And I know that a lot of us are used to ignoring the whisper. In fact, sometimes we are taught to ignore the whisper. In our society, we are taught to just keep going and just push through and, take a pill, just suppress that, whatever you're feeling, and we go on. And although sometimes that works fine for a short time. But if our body keeps on talking to us and telling us that something is not okay, something is not in balance, we need to learn to listen to it because it's there for a reason. It's the language. It's the language that we have between our bodies and our minds. Now, I've been a practitioner for almost 30 years. I have seen many, I can't even think, maybe thousands of times people coming in that knew that they'd been dealing with something that was going on for many, many years before they actually made an appointment to come to the office to get treated. Now, a lot of times it's because they didn't think it was serious enough. They didn't think that it was something that they needed to listen to. And frankly, a lot of them didn't realize until the body started screaming. And unfortunately, that's just our relationship that we have, a lot of us have with our well-being and our the connection between our mind and body. We don't interpret things. I mean, it's kind of like we already before the body will experience something before the mind will even register what's going on. So before I'm even stressed, before I even verbally say to you, I'm stressed out, my shoulders are already tightened. I've got neck pain, I've got tightness in the hips, whatever it may be. And we normalize these things. We have normalized these things such as a tightness in the shoulders, tight neck, tight clenched jaws, whatever it may be. And we think, oh, well, everyone's dealing with that. Everyone has that. Oh, I'll get to it later. Later very rarely arrives. I mean, let's be honest, that later usually happens whenever we have been kind of dealing with something for quite some time and then the body starts screaming. And when it starts screaming, it gets loud. It gets really loud. I've seen this time and time again where patients say, I don't know why did it come up all of a sudden? Why did I all of a sudden start feeling this pain? I noticed some tightness, but I didn't know that it was that bad. And whenever we start digging in to find out what's been going on for them in their lives, they haven't been sleeping well for months, probably. They're not eating well. Maybe they've had a huge, major life change. Maybe they lost somebody. Maybe they lost their job. And this isn't a weakness. This is innate intelligence. Our body has the innate intelligence to be able to tell us what is going on. It has that ability and capability to heal itself to a certain degree. Of course, there are times where outside help is needed. Diagnosis need to be made and proper treatment needs to take place. I'm not saying that, but we are born with this innate intelligence where our body is trying to indicate to us what may be happening. It's understand that these messages, these signs, these signals that you're getting, it's not about how well that you're doing in life necessarily. It's how your nervous system is constantly scanning your environment and asking one important question: am I safe right now? That's what it's asking, and it's scanning constantly. This is why sometimes you will find yourself in a situation, a stressful work situation, for example, and all of a sudden you will just feel a certain tension in the body because your nervous system, all of a sudden you're fearing that you're going to get fired, for example. Your body has a way on the nervous system level to already sense that kind of thing that's happening. And then you will respond accordingly. This is something that we need to look at in a way that is beneficial for us. It's not something that we need to get hyper focused on. We don't need to be panicking at every single moment and thinking, oh my gosh, what is wrong? There's nothing wrong. Some people assume discomfort means something's wrong. And I would like to advise you to say In many cases, it's about making sense of something. It's trying to get your attention of something. When your discomfort level starts increasing, you need to pay attention because there may be something there. There may be something there that you need to alter, to change, to drop, to let go of, whatever it may be. I've seen this time and time again where people will have major changes. They, change a job. They have long periods of stress. They've lost a loved one. They've had to hold it all together. Maybe they're the only person in the family that's doing everything and they're able to do it. But, our body remembers these timelines that we forget. Fortunately, we forget it, that we're not consumed with it all the time. But listening to the body doesn't mean that you have to be anxious. It doesn't mean that you have to be hyper focused, but we need to learn to listen without judgment. And it will help us tremendously. I've seen this with thousands and thousands of patients over the years, how when they start listening to maybe adapting their lifestyle of making sleep a priority, for example, making their well-being a priority, eating good foods, nutritious foods, maybe figuring out ways to reduce their stress through movement, through maybe changing their situations, their lives have turned around. The more awareness that you have, the better that you're able to work with that relationship with your body in order to figure out what it's trying to tell you. It is always communicating with you. Asking the question, what is my body trying to respond to right now? That question that you can consciously ask it will better your relationship with your body. I have found that this has been very useful, and I hope that you will try to do this week. If you're dealing with anything, if you're here and you're listening to this right now, if you're dealing with anything in particular, any ailment right now, of course, I'm going to advise you to contact your healthcare provider. Visit your GP, whoever it is that you need to do, talk to them about it, explore what could be the causes of what's going on. But also I want you for yourself initially to take the initiative and just ask yourself, sit down and ask yourself, what is my body responding to right now? What is my situation? Am I highly stressed out? Do I make sleep a priority? Do I drink enough fluids and water? Do I get enough nutritious vitamins and minerals in my body? Am I in a job that I love? Am I, just really inquire for yourself even before you make your appointment with your healthcare provider and see what comes up, because I think that that's going to give you a really good indication on maybe some small tweaks that you can already change in order to help you feel more energetic, more vital, and just more enjoyable in your life. So thank you so much for joining me today. Be sure to stay with me. This is a series that I'm doing based on really talking and diving deeper into how the body is very clear in communicating with us and what that connection is with the mind and body. So thank you so much, and I will see you next time.